Hello students. So in the previous class we have studied regarding the general characteristics of mollusca and hope I have started the phylum Echinodermata. I have started the phylum Echinodermata. Echinodermata, 3 characters we have completed in the previous video. So now the Echinodermata, number 1 I told you that the meaning, that is the spiny skinned animals, then the second character is these are exclusively marine. What we are observing here is exclusively marine. And the third character as we have discussed in the earlier class, that is normally what we are going to write, triploblastic, biradially symmetrical. I told you in the previous class that is the biradially symmetrical, triploblastic, biradially symmetrical, and coelomate with organ system grade of organization. That what we are observing here, same pattern we can see that the other important character is biradially symmetrical. So in the previous video I told you that meaning of the biradial symmetry, that is they are exhibiting both the radial symmetry and the bilateral symmetry, that is called as biradial symmetry. So now next character is, we are moving toward the next character, that is normally mouth is present on the oral surface and anus is on aboral surface. So here aboral surface means dorsal, oral surface means ventral. So now mouth is normally found present on the oral surface and the anus is normally present on the aboral surface, aboral and the dorsal surface. So now next part, that is the fifth one, presence of water vascular system, which helps in locomotion, nutrition, excretion and respiration. All those functions are performed by the water vascular system. So now this is the unique feature in the case of the phylum Echinodermata, presence of water vascular system. Now we will say about that, mouth is present on the oral surface and anus is on aboral surface. So we have to observe that here, this is as a rough diagram you can see that a starfish is going to be found, that is normally the example what we are saying it as an starfish. So now in this starfish we are going to observe that the mouth is present on the central surface, what we are saying that surrounding that you can see that the spines are going to be found. So that is why it is considered as an spiny skinned animals, or even we can call it as Echinodermata anta kariti. Internally you can see that they are going to be consisting of the ossicles, the made up of the calcium and all those things, calcium carbonate it is to be there, ossicles anta karitu, andre internal skeleton is made up of the ossicles. So now we are going to observe that mouth is present on the dorsal surface, that is the ventral surface, and anus is on aboral surface. We can see that always this is what we are saying it as a starfish. So now 5 arms are there. So now mouth is present at the central part, andre facing the mouth downwards, they are going to be swimming in the water. ನೀರೊಳಗೆ ಮೂಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ the facing the mouth towards the normally at the lower part, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವೇನಂತೇವು oral surface ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. At the top region ಅಂದರೆ aboral surface or the dorsal surface, anus is present. Anus is present on the dorsal surface, mouth is present on the lower surface. So facing the oral surface downwards, they are moving in the water bodies, right? This is what we have observed in the case of the fourth character. Fifth character is presence of water vascular system, which helps in the locomotion, nutrition, excretion and the respiration. So now presence of water vascular system. So this is the unique feature of the phylum Echinodermata, because nowhere you are going to be found the water vascular system. So now, because of the water vascular system, several functions are normally dormant. Here we can see that the excretory system is absent. Here we are observing it as an excretory system because all those functions are performed by water vascular system. So what is that water vascular system? We can see that there is a canal system is going to be found. The radial canal, what we are saying it as, and there is a canal system is going to be found, and now each arm is normally having the canal. This canal is normally made up of, it is not there in the textbook, only they have given water vascular system. Ee canal nalli iruttandre ಈಗ ನೋಡ್ರಿ ಒಂದು ಆರ್ಮ್ ನಾನು ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. So in this canal you can see that numerous structures are going to be found. These are called as tube feet anta ಕರೀತೀವಿ. So this is what we are saying it as a tube feet. ಇದು ಎರಡೂ ಕಡೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Both these you can see that the tube feet are going to be found. So what is this? This is the tube feet. So like this. So here we are saying it as a 2 feet anta karitivi. Illi diagram I am drawing here 2 feet. So such kind of the 2 feet are going to be found in all the regions athwa arms anta karitivi. So what will happen here? Now what is the role of 2 feet andre what we have discussed, that is the locomotion, nutrition and the excretion, respiration. It's all function of the 2 feet. Alli ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ? So the what normally it is facing oral surface downwards anta ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ. At that moment it is collecting, mouth is collecting the water. So now when during the collection of water, you can see that when the collection of water takes place, then it is going to radiate to all the arms. Ella arms ge water is going to be sending. Illi water andre only water alla, along with the water oxygen also transports, along with the water food material also enters. So now that is why you can see that surrounding the 2 feet, here you can see that the muscles are there. They are normally 2 feet and it is made up of the muscles. So now what will happen? During the time of movement, muscular contraction takes place. When the muscular contraction takes place, then the 2 feet is supposed to be squeezing or the squeezes, so that the movement is going to be taking place. Andre locomotion is going to be taking place by means of the muscular contraction, so that the contraction and relaxation of the 2 feet also takes place. So then what will happen here? 2 feet is sucking the water, collection of water takes place. When the collection of water takes place, I told you that along with the water oxygen, respiration is also taking place. Along with the water food material also taking place. So ಇದು ಹೆಂಗೆ ಆಗ್ತಂದ್ರೆ with the help of movement only, movement ಆಗೋ ಮುಂದೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ locomotion is also responsible. 2 feet. So now next is excretion. After utilization of those oxygen as well as the food material, then the waste products are also excrete. Andre yavage contraction agtade, they are going to be collecting, and the relaxation adaga, so automatically they are releasing the waste products. So 2 feet is normally located all the arms. That is why here water vascular system is going to be found anta karit. Water vascular system is going to be found in the canals. So this is an unique feature that what we are going to be found. Usually that water vascular system, under that fluid is made up of the albumin. Albuminous fluid is going to be found in this region, especially even leukocytes are also going to be found. So all these in the WBC. So now 2 feet avella jasti bekagilla. Only we have to see that the presence of water vascular system. This water vascular system consisting of the canals toward the arms. ಎಲ್ಲ ಆರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆನಾಲ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತವೆ. ಥ್ರೂ ದ ಕೆನಾಲ್ಸ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಿ ದಟ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಈಸ್ ಸರ್ಕ್ಯುಲೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಥ್ರೂ ದ ಮೌತ್, and now from the mouth water is normally collecting and distributing to all the arms with the help of the canals. So each canal is normally made up of the 2 feet. So now with the help of the muscular contraction and the relaxation, normally 2 feet is responsible for the collection of the food material, because of the distribution of the water. Andre collection of the food material is also taking place. Andre nutrition, gases also they are going to be collecting. So apart from that, they are also involving in the excretion due to the contraction and the relaxation. Illi 2 feet irutte. 2 feet is responsible for andre ಏನು muscles contraction relaxation other 2 feet also normally contract and relax. At the time of, you can see that the contraction, they are sucking the water, distributing to all the arms like this. So this is what we are saying it as an presence of water vascular system. 2 feet anta enide idu bhala important ide. Character plays an important role. So right, next is idu fifth character. Now remaining character, you can see that now reproduction takes place by sexual method. You can see that the reproduction is sexual. 6.1 reproduction takes place by sexual method. Howda? Now we can see that the last one is development is indirect with free swimming larva. ಬೇಕಾ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಬರೀತದೆ, ಬಟ್ ಐ ಟೋಲ್ಡ್ ಯು ದಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೀಟರಿ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಬ್ಸೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ. ಎಕ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೀಟರಿ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಬ್ಸೆಂಟ್. Right, this much characters are normally found in the case of the echinodermata. So now we are going to observe that the important characteristic is the water vascular system. So now apart from that, each arm athwa edges of the arm, we can see that the small sensory structure is also going to be found. Adakke tentacle anta kuda karitevu. So now each arm athwa edge of the arm is also normally containing the sensory structure. Very sensitive, we can observe that so what will happen here, even we can observe that the regeneration of the arm is also taking place. So self detachment of the arm we are observing in the case of starfish, that is called as autolysis. This is a separate character, that what I am telling you, that autolysis andre starfish is normally exhibiting the autolysis. Howda ee tara ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ, whenever enemy comes they are detaching the arm, ಒಂದು ಆರ್ಮ್ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಡ್ತದೆ, ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಯು ಟೇಕ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಎಂಜಾಯ್ ಅಂತ. ವೈ? ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾರ್ಮಲಿ ಅಂದರೆ ರೀಜನರೇಷನ್ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟಿ ಈಸ್ ದೇರ್. ಒಂದೇ ಆರ್ಮ್ ಇದು, ನಾಟ್ ದ ಎಂಟೈರ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಫಿಶ್, ಓನ್ಲಿ ದಟ್ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಆರ್ಮ್ ಈಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಜನರೇಟೆಡ್. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟಿ ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಸೇಯಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಕೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಫಿಶ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಅಟೋಲೈಸಿಸ್. ಅಂದರೆ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಬ್ರೇಕಿಂಗ್ ದ ಆರ್ಮ್ ಈಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ಡ್. ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸೀನ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಕೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ echinodermata. Right. Now we are moving toward the examples. Example: Asterias, Echinus, howda, Cucumeria, howda, Antedon. So these are the examples that what we are observing, that the Asteria starfish, you can see that the brittle star is also there, Cucumeria, sea cucumber is also there, or the Antedon andre sea lily anta kuda karitevu. These are the examples what we are going to be found. So now in the examination it is going to be asked, identify the following animal which shows water vascular system. So they are giving about the Antedon andre sea lily, sea pen anta ನಾವು ನೋಡಿದ್ದು. Sea pen also we have studied in the case of the coelentrates, what we have seen. So that is why you can observe that the illi sea fan also we have seen, or the sea fan, sea pen, and even you can see that the sea lily. All these are the marine animals, marine organisms only we are observing that. Cucumeria andre sea cucumber. In some of the cases we can see that the ಕೆಲವು region ನಲ್ಲಿ these are the ಅಂದರೆ Cucumeria, sea cucumber, and also Echinus, sea urchin. They are normally useful as a preparation of soup. The ಕೆಲವು regions and the other countries they are going to be used as seafood, and they are preparing the soup what we are observing. So now not here the soup preparation ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, Cucumeria, sea cucumber, and all those things. Right. Next is we are moving toward the Next phylum, Hemichordate. So now, so far whatever we have completed, that is right from the porifera. Now we are moving toward the Hemichordate. Hemichordate. So now Hemichordate. ಇಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೆ ನಾವೇನು ನೋಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ ಅಂದರೆ ರೈಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ಪೋರಿಫೆರಾ. I told you that how to write the characters. In your house, at least you take 1 or 2 pages long sheet so that differences like porifera 5 characters, cylindrate 5 characters. ಅಂದರೆ porifera ಅಂದರೆ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ ಸೆಲ್ಯುಲಾರ್ ಗ್ರೇಡ್, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ ಸಿಲಿಂಟ್ರೇಟಾ ಟಿಶ್ಯೂ ಗ್ರೇಡ್, ಪ್ಲಾಟಿಲಿಮೆಂತಿಸ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ ಆರ್ಗನ್ ಗ್ರೇಡ್, ಅಸ್ಕೆಲಿಮೆಂತಿಸ್ ಆರ್ಗನ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಗ್ರೇಡ್. ಸೊ ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಬಿ normally found, you can see that the differences you can see that. Apart from that, right from the Ascalementhes, all are organ system grade of organization. Then Coelenterata we are observing that diploblastic, Platyhelminthes onwards all are triploblastic in nature. Right? In the Platyhelminthes what we have seen that acoelomate, then the Ascalementhes we have observed the pseudocoelomate, then Annelida we have seen that the eucoelomate. Rest all the phylum they are showing the eucoelomate. Eucoelomate andre true coelom. What we are observing that the true coelom are the true body cavity. So like that we have studied the characters. ಹೌದಾ? Apart from that the radial symmetry, bilateral symmetry ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಕೂಡ ಕರೆದಿದ್ದೆವು. Sponges they are exhibiting asymmetry. ಹೌದಾ? Then the coelentrates and the echinodermata they are showing the radial symmetry. And remaining right from the Platyhelminthes all are showing the bilateral symmetry ಅಂತ word is. All are showing the bilateral symmetry. So like that we have studied various phyla characters. ನೀವು ಒಂದು 5 ಬರೆದ್ರೆ remaining things at least you are able to write. 5 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಎನಿಮಲ್ ಕಿಂಗ್ಡಮ್ನಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ at least you have to be keep in mind the 5 characters minimum with examples. Examples I told you to refer the examples from the textbook also. 1 or 2 example extra idru kuda then you have to write down, refer maad anta ಹೇಳಿದ the characters you can observe that ಹೌದಾ. ಸೊ now next ಮೊದಲನೇ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಏನು ಬರೀಬೇಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ, ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಫೈಲಮ್. The same manner second one is the habitat, third one is gradation. So like that you have to keep in mind and go on writing the characters. Followed of the gradation, porifera pore bearing animals, then the gastrovascular cavity, sea walnuts ನೆನಪು ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತ ಹೋಗ್ರಿ, sea walnuts ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಕದಿದ್ದೇವೆ ಅಂತ. Then Platyhelminthes flatworms, Ascalementhes is called as roundworms, Annelidans are called as segmented worms or metamerically segmented, and molluscans are normally considered as soft bodied animals, Echinodermata considered as spiny skinned animals ಅಂತ ನಾವು ನೋಡಿದ್ದು. We have seen that the characters we can observe that the don't by heart all those things, at least you have to remember and the write. Now we are moving toward the Hemichordate. I will give the introduction regarding the Hemichordata. A few characters we are going to discuss with the Hemichordates. So now Hemichordata, ಇಲ್ಲಿ hemi ಅಂದ್ರೆ half. ಅಂದ್ರೆ now what we are saying that these are the animals which are resembling the chordate as well as non-chordate characters. That is why they are considering it as an Hemichordates. So they are resembling certain characteristics of chordate, certain characteristics of non-chordates. Adre usually you can observe that the 80% of the non-chordate character, 20% of the chordate character they are bearing. So Hemichordate anta ಯಾಕೆ ಇಟ್ರು ಅಂದ್ರೆ they are exhibiting the chordate character. That is why in earlier we can observe that this Hemichordata group is considered in the subphylum Chordata. Chordata ಒಳಗೆ ಒಂದು subphylum ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಯಾಕೆ? ನಾರ್ಮಲಿ ಒಂದು ರಾಡ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ನೋಟೋಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಇಸ್ ವಿಸಿಬಲ್ ಅಂತ ಕಾಣಿಸಿತ್ತು, ಅದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ದೇ ಆರ್ ನಾರ್ಮಲಿ ಫೌಂಡ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಾರ್ಡೇಟ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್. ಸಬ್ಫೈಲಮ್ ಕಾರ್ಡೇಟಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹೆಮಿಕಾರ್ಡೇಟಾ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಅರ್ಲಿಯರ್. Now later on they have studied detail regarding the hemichordate examples. Then they have changed the classification. Now at present you can observe that the hemichordata they comes under non-chordate group. ಹೌದಾ, ನಾನು ಮೊದಲೇ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ 80% of the character they are resembling the non-chordates. That is why now at present you can see that these are belongs to non-chordate. Remember this. ಮೊದಲೇ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ರು? ಕಾರ್ಡೇಟಾನಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ರು. ಯಾಕೆ? Hemichordate andre some character they are showing the chordate andaga, so why don't we kept in the chordate only, but now later on when they have studied detail regarding those examples, then they come to know that so 80 to 90% of the character they are resembling the non-chordate itself. Very few characters are there which are showing with the chordate. That is why at present we can see that the hemichordate are normally found as a separate phylum in the invertebrate group only. Invertebrate alli separate ittavandre now we can observe that the 10 phyla are found. ಅವು ಇದ್ದು ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ 9 ಇದ್ದು, ಅದರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಇದು ಒಂದಪ್ಪ ಹೆಮಿಕಾರ್ಡೇಟ ಫಾರ್ ಆಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಯು. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ 10th one, ಹೆಮಿಕಾರ್ಡೇಟ. ಸೊ number 1 meaning I told you we have to write, and I told the characters also. Hemichordata, these are connecting link between chordates and non-chordates. The connecting link between chordates and non-chordates. Connecting link between chordates and non-chordates. Connecting link between chordates and non-chordates. Second one is exclusively marine. Exclusively marine. Third character is exclusively marine means you know that they are present only in the sea water. Next we can see that the very important character we are observing that the ಹೌದಾ ಮೂರನೇ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಸೇಮ್ ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಕೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ರೈಟ್ ಫ್ರಾಮ್ ಅಸ್ಕೆಲಮಂಥಿಸ್. ಏನು ಬರೀತೇವೆ? ಟ್ರಿಪ್ಲೋಬ್ಲಾಸ್ಟಿಕ್, bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic, bilaterally symmetrical coelomate with organ system grade of organization. Organ system grade of organization. Organ system grade of organization. Next, organ system grade of organization. Fourth character. Fourth one we are observing that the again body is divisible into proboscis, collar and trunk. ಮೊದಲು ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ನೋಡೋಣ, ದೆನ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಇನ್ ಡೀಟೇಲ್ ಆಫ್ ದೀಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್. ನೌ ಫಿಫ್ತ್ ಒನ್, circulatory system is of open type. Circulatory system is of open type. Next, sixth one important character you can observe that the sixth one is on the dorsal surface stomochord is present. This is one the unique character. Stomochord is present. First we have to take down, then we will discuss about those characters. Stomochord is present. Seventh one, excretion takes place by proboscis gland. Excretion takes place by proboscis gland. Same thing, last one is reproduction is sexual, development is direct or indirect. Now we can observe that no doubt that the fertilization is taking place external only, that what we are saying that. ಅದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಈಗ ನೋಡ್ರಿ ದಿಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಸಾಕು, ಕನೆಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಲಿಂಕ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ chordates and non-chordates. ಸೊ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ why it is connecting link between chordates and non-chordates? Because of sixth character. On the dorsal surface stomochord is going to be found. Stomochord is going to be found. This is a unique feature what we are saying that. So now, although that we are studying later. Body is divisible into proboscis, collar and the trunk. This is the unique feature what we are saying that. Body is divisible into proboscis, collar and the trunk. Now we are saying that the proboscis, collar, trunk. So body is divisible into proboscis, collar and the trunk. Collar region, that what we are saying, that is an again neck region anta karitevu. So this is the chordate character one bandide. And now you can see that the proboscis yakke karideve andre because the head is normally elongated, pointed, or snout is elongated anta ನಾವು ಕರಿತೀವಿ. That is normally ಇದು elongated portion ಇರೋದಕ್ಕೆ or tongue like feature is going to be found. That is why this is normally considered as in proboscis. ಅದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಂತಂದ್ರೆ example, this example is belenoglossus. Example belenoglossus, or it is also called as tongue worm ಅಂತ ಕೂಡ ಕರೀತೀವಿ. TONGUE, tongue worm. It is also considered as a tongue worm. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು proboscis ಏನಿದೆ head region, this is exactly similar to the some certain animals. You can see that an elongated snout ಅಥವಾ nose ಹೆಂಗಿರ್ತದೆ, that is normally called as proboscis. ಹೌದಾ, elongated ಅಥವಾ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಸ್ನೌಟ್ ಇರೋದಕ್ಕೆ this is considered as an ಅಥವಾ tongue like appearance is going to be found. This is called as proboscis. Collar and the trunk region. So now here we cannot call it as an abdomen. Trunk region anta ನಾವು ಕರೀತೀವಿ. Trunk, you can see that body is visible into head, neck, trunk anta ನಾವು word where we are using in the case of chordates. That is also you can see that the trunk region ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೀವಿ ಅಥವಾ abdomen region ಅಂತ ಕೂಡ ಕರೀಬಹುದು. But trunk is very important. That is now ಇದು ಒಂದಾಯ್ತು, proboscis, collar and the trunk. Apart from that, here you can see that the stomochord ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಬಂದಿದೆ. Stomochord is differentiated with the notochord. ಹೆಂಗೆ ನಾವು chordate ನಲ್ಲಿ notochord ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. So now here we are normally observing the stomochord ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. Stomochord, you can see that what differences we are going to be found, that is the notochord and the stomochord. ಇದು ಕೂಡ normally notochord like that is going to be observed here, but it is, you can see that the difference ಒಂದೇನಿದೆ ಅಂದರೆ stomochord is normally meant for locomotion. ಹೌದಾ, this is normally you can see that the shape and the erect posture that what we are observing at that is the notochord is going to be found. Notochord ಇರ್ತದೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ notochord ಇರ್ತದೆ, that what we are saying that. But here stomochord difference ಅಂದರೆ stomochord is normally meant for the locomotion, movement. This is worm, you can see that worm movement ಗೆ stomochord is helpful. It is similar to the notochord and flexible. Because of the flexibility, the locomotion is going to be found. ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಇರ್ತದೆ. So now here you can observe that the stomochord is going to be distributed, and now here you can see that the unique feature of the stomochord ಮತ್ತು notochord difference ಏನಂದ್ರೆ stomochord is normally originating from the outer part of the cells in the embryonic region. They are originating from, I told you that the ectoderm, endoderm, mesoderm ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ. These are the germ layers or the germ cells which are normally developed from the embryonic regions. Cellular arrangements ಅಂತ ನಾನು ನಿಮಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ. There are cellular arrangements which is going to be taking place in the embryonic region. They are called as germ cells ಅಥವಾ germ layers ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೀವಿ. Germ layers ಯಾವ ಇರ್ತವೆ? 3 ಇರ್ತವೆ, ectoderm, mesoderm and the endoderm. So here we are observing that ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ this kind of the stomochord which is normally originating from the outgrowth ಅಥವಾ outer cells. They are originating from the outer cells of the embryo, outer cells of the embryo. And now notochord is developed from the mesodermal region, the middle part of the cells. That is the difference what we are saying, that apart from that, stomochord is meant for locomotion. That is a important part, we can see that. Now, here, ಇದು ಒಂದು stomochord is going to be found here. It is flexible, meant for locomotion ಅಂತ ನೆನಪಿಡ್ರಿ. And now, ಹೆಂಗೆ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ? Outer region of the cells which are located or present in the embryo region. ಅವೇ ಮಿಡಲ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಂದ ನೋಟೋಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಆಗಿತ್ತು ಅಂದರೆ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ ನೋಟೋಕಾರ್ಡ್. ಮಿಸೋಡರ್ಮಲ್ ರೀಜನ್. They are originating from the mesoderm. Right. In other words, we have to say that the ectodermal region in the stomochord ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ, mesodermal region in the, then we are observing that the notochord is going to be occurring. Right. ಇದು ಒಂದು unique feature what we are saying, that stomochord is there, proboscis, collar and the trunk. Proboscis ಅಂದರೆ an elongated part is going to be found. Next is excretion takes place by proboscis gland. Proboscis gland is similar to the glomerulus ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಹೆಂಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. Glomerulus, however, we are going to be found, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ proboscis gland ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೀವಿ. Glomerulus ಅಂದರೆ ಕಿಡ್ನಿ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ನಾವು bunch of blood capillary that is considered as an proboscis, that is the glomerulus ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೀವಿ. Proboscis gland or it is similar to the glomerulus. Now glomerulus ಅಂದರೆ bunch of or tuft of blood capillaries which are located inside the Bowman's capsule. ಅದು ಕಿಡ್ನಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ನೆಫ್ರಾನ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಅದು ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಪ್ರೊಬೋಸಿಸ್ ಗ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಸಾಕು, ವಿಚ್ ಈಸ್ ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ ಟು ದ ಗ್ಲೊಮೆರುಲಸ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಈಸ್ ರಿಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಈಸ್ ಸೆಕ್ಷುವಲ್ ರಿಮೈನಿಂಗ್ ಆಲ್ ಆರ್ ಸಿಮಿಲರ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆರ್ ಇಂಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್, ಲಾರ್ವಲ್ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಈಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಫೌಂಡ್. ಒಂದು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಇನ್ವರ್ಟಿಬ್ರೇಟ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಶುವರ್ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಓಪನ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಸರ್ಕ್ಯುಲೇಟ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್. ಸೊ ಓಪನ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಸರ್ಕ್ಯುಲೇಟ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಆರ್ಥ್ರೋಪಡ್. ಹೌದಾ? ವರ್ಟಿಬ್ರೇಟ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಓಪನ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಸರ್ಕ್ಯುಲೇಟರಿ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಆಲ್ ಆರ್ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಸರ್ಕ್ಯುಲೇಟರಿ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಫೌಂಡ್. ಬಟ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಓಪನ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಸರ್ಕ್ಯುಲೇಟರಿ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಬಂದರೆ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೈ ಯೂಶ್ವಲಿ ದೇ ಕೆಪ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಇನ್ವರ್ಟಿಬ್ರೇಟ್ ಫೈಲಾ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ಅಥವಾ ನಾನ್ ಕಾರ್ಡೇಟ್ ಫೈಲಾ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಯುನೀಕ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ನೋಟೋಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ನಾನು ಮೊದಲೇನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ, ವಿದೌಟ್ ಸೀಯಿಂಗ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಬರೀ ಕಾರ್ಡೇಟಾ ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ರಾಡ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಅಂತ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಿ ದೇ ಕೆಪ್ಟ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ಕಾರ್ಡೇಟ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್. ದೆನ್ ವೆನ್ ಎವರ್ ದೇ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಹೌ ದ ಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಆರ್ ದ ರಾಡ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಈಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಫೌಂಡ್, ಅಂದರೆ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಇನ್ ದ ಎಂಬ್ರಿಯಾನಿಕ್ ರೀಜನ್ ದ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಸ್ಟೊಮೋಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಈಸ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಡ್ ಫ್ರಾಮ್ ದ ಔಟರ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಆದರೆ ಹೈಯರ್ ಆನಿಮಲ್ಸ್ ಹೆಂಗೆ ನಾವು ನೋಟೋಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ದೇ ಆರ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಡ್ ಫ್ರಾಮ್ ದ ಮೀಸೋಡರ್ಮ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಮಿಡಲ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ದಿ normally notochord and the stomochord. Followed? So this is the belenoglossus or the tongue worm anta karitevu. Athwa innondu example ಅಂದ್ರೆ this is one example. Second one is sarcoglossus anta kuda karitevu. Sarcoglossus, belenoglossus, sarcoglossus. Right? This is what we have studied, the Hemichordata and Echinodermata. Echinodermata, Hemichordata, what we have seen. So now, next class or the next video, we are going to start with the chordate. The hemichordata mugidu. Next video, we are going to start with the chordata, and the difference between the chordates and non-chordates also we are going to study. Okay, you have to read out all those things. The plant kingdom notes are also available now in the library, so that you have to collect it, which is helpful in the midterm examination also. Followed. Right. Have a nice day.